So we have to talk about giving. You look at the principle and practice. Sex, the principle and practice. Another one. Are you ready? Clothing. The principle behind clothing is to cover you. But some people in practice clothe themselves to be naked. Do you see the difference now between principle and... Now when they do that, you begin to say, no, this is not the principle behind. You are supposed to cover your nakedness. So if you say you are clothing yourself and you are exposing your nakedness, then people say, what? The practice is wrong. Because the principle is clear. Am I communicating? Another one. Eating food. In principle, you are supposed to eat to live. Some people eat 10 times a day. They eat through their ears. They call them gluten. Anytime they see food, they eat it. If you don't offer them, they offer themselves. They eat foolishly, not wisely. I've come to begin to understand wise eating. Diet, the right food to eat, the right time to eat. You don't just eat anyhow. Am I communicating? There's a principle and there's a... So sometimes people begin to attack the subject, not understanding the principle, because they are unhappy with the practice. So you attack the subject because you don't understand the principle, but you are unhappy with the... When you see the way it's being practiced, you now attack it. But there's nothing wrong with planting churches. There are many churches. The principle is that you should have moral clarity in the land. Let's have people that will teach us morals. So we attack it because we don't understand the principle. Now, some people may have abused the methodologies. I agree. Some may have practiced it wrongly. I agree. Some people may have done things anyhow. I agree. Those people may even be ignorant of the principles. Laws, rules, the why things were created. Am I communicating? So Jesus, in that passage, tried to explain to them. He said, wait. Give to Caesar the thing that are Caesar's. FIRS is collecting taxes, yes or no? NPA is collecting duties, yes or no? Customs is collecting duties, yes or no? Immigration for a passport, they collect money, yes or no? Do you not give to them? Can you go to immigration office and go and collect passport without speaking in tongues? Go there and say, my passport. They will just jump you out. I told you the story of a young man, I'm sure I've told you, who went to collect visa at the embassy. And one stupid babalawo told him, when you get there, don't talk to anybody that morning. Wake up at 5 a.m. If you talk to anybody, the juju is bad. Just go there, don't greet anybody. Just go, move. When you see the man and he asks question, say, give me visa. He will give you a visa. And the man did not ask anybody. He kept playing form. He went there, they greeted him, good morning, good afternoon, and he got there. And the interviewer said, thank you very much, Mr. Jack. So, is this your passport? Where do you want to go? Give me visa. Excuse me, what did you say? Give me visa. I know. I'm just going to ask you some few questions before we go ahead. Give me visa. Mr. Jack, are you okay? Give me visa. No, Jack, I'm concerned. I don't know what's going on here. Give me visa. Security, there's a madman here. Security came to park the man. And as they were carrying him out, he was saying, give me visa. They kept on to him up. Give me visa. They carried him out. Give me visa. Where about this babalawo? So they didn't give me visa. Did you talk to anybody? No. You did something wrong. Did you sleep at 4? Yes. You woke up at 5:30. That's why. You know, those babalawo will have a reason. I said wake up at 5, not 5:30. It was 5:10. Oh, that is why it is spoiled. Because at that 5, the spirits are with you. 5:10, they left. Give me Go and collect it. Give me. No visa. People don't understand these things. So, and it's very important. And that's why for me, what belongs to God, Pastor Pedro, must be given to God. Let me give you another reason why we have issues. Because I will then go to scriptures. Today I want to show you what belongs to God. The entire month of October, I'll be teaching on giving. If you want to understand what belongs to God, I will teach on giving. You must give to God what belongs to God. If you're a Christian. Now let me not tell you the problem. Can I tell you the problem? Caesar collects his own by law. Law is regulation. You don't pay, they will jail you. God does not collect. You pay by love. That's the difference. So because one is initiated from you loving him, the other is with the axe on your neck by law. So the reason most of us pay Caesar is because of the jail we'll go to if they catch us. So we now begin to disrespect God. Give unto God the things that are God's. But read it again. The things. That means there are some things. And so, Pastor Agri, you're supposed to give him by love. Love. For God so loved the world that he gave. Love gives. That's why the church disrespects God. If I don't pay, what will happen to you? You don't love him enough. That's the truth. Because if you understand this principle, that's why I have never in my life taught tithing from the aspect of law. Because that's Caesar. And God is not going to operate with you like Caesar. God will never operate with any man like Caesar. God wants his children to love him and do what? Give to him. Do you get the point now? Are you with me? To love him and do what? Give to him. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's why some people don't understand it. So if you see a pastor or a church that tries to threaten you, how do I put it now? To frighten you. If you don't give, you're going to die. That's not God. That's Caesar. That's Caesar. There's so many kings. That's Amadioha. Some people fear Amadioha more than God. When I was growing up, I went to a boarding house called Gabriel Grammar School. I spent 3 years there. And those days I used to be radical and rascal. I would jump out of school. I would cut I was a rascal guy. We had shorts, we had shorts, junior school. I would make money. My dad would give me pocket money. I would finish it one day. I used to smoke a pack of cigarettes in 2 days. So I would cut what's it called now? My pocket, and then I would be going on the street like this, showing, sorry, sir, they put money in the thing, just fell off, give me money. You always fall for it. Because they see a young boy putting it in his pocket and showing like this, that I didn't know that money at the pocket fell. Say, sorry. And I caught the thing, I was making money regularly. Those things that we did back, I was making a lot of money. When I'm broke, I just go to the street. I'll look at those men, I profile them, those are the things. And women, because women work more for me, because women are more sympathetic. Men can be too hard. Women, sorry, young boy, how much was it? Take, go back to school. Thank you. I will form cry. I will form tears. But one day, I remember that day, we were going and we fast about 3 or later. I saw what they call ebo. What's ebo in English? Rituals, sacrifice. So those sacrifices. And there was this beautiful moimoi, lovely moimoi, brethren, lovely moimoi. Was still fresh. You could see that it was still fresh. I looked at it, I was hungry. I said, how can I eat ebo? It belongs to the gods. I dare not touch it. I was starving. I said, now these gods enjoy you. I won't forget it. It was more like 4 wraps. With other things, yam, those things in a black pot. I said, if you see a human being eating sacrifice, he's a madman. Because that thing is meant for the gods. You dare not touch it. We fear Amadioha. We fear idols more than God. The things that are devoted to God, we take it. Like Achan. We eat it. How many of us have eaten God's mammon several times? We disrespect him. I was afraid of that mammon because I knew it belonged to some idol. I dare not touch it. I just knew it. I knew it. And many of you have seen such sacrifices in your village. Did you go and eat it? Would you try it? Because why? They told you it belongs to the gods. You won't go and eat it now, no matter how hungry you are. So when Christ said, give to Caesar, give to God the things. There's some things that you should not touch. Because it belongs to him. How can you go and eat his own? He has given you yours. Don't touch his own. Don't touch. And because the difference is that one. The reason we don't touch it is we are afraid of the consequences. Yes or no? Amadioha will strike you. Ogun will finish you. Shopono will kill you. Abatala will deal with you. So you are afraid of those Abatala and stuff. But Jesus can do nothing. God will forgive me. Can you see where we are missing things? Am I communicating? Caesar will jail you. So you can see we fear Caesar, we fear Amadioha, we disrespect God. We know those things belong to him. Some of us don't know. I will teach you today. Some of you know, and you still say, na grace, na grace. Nothing will happen, nothing will happen. And things are happening to you without you knowing. And things are happening. You keep coming, I look for a job, nothing. You don't even understand to know why things are not working. Joshua knew in Joshua chapter 7, he went to battle against a small country high. He chose 3,000 men and they lost the battle. He cried, said, why God, why will I lose? God said, things devoted to me have been taken by one of you. Achan. That's why you lost the battle. Because he said, usually I will not lose battles. Why would I lose this battle? God told him, somebody has taken something that belonged to me. I've given you yours. This is mine. You have to teach these people my principles to work with me. You have to respect me. I'm not going to fight you, but I'm going to leave you to fight your battles. And he lost. I don't want him to leave me. Are you with me? I see men and women struggling under open heavens. I didn't say closed heavens. And you're wondering why. In the same country, in the same land, when there was famine, Isaac sowed and he reaped 100-fold. The same land. The same land. Because he understood the place of principles. He understood it. The same land. This same country, people have been blessed. They're saying things are tight. This same country, people are changing jobs. Check yourself. Examine yourself. Are you touching the things that belong to God? And you're expecting God to say, it won't kill you. It's by love, not by law. And that's a mistake. People don't relate with God with love. For when you love somebody, you give to them. Pastor Agri, when you love your children, don't you? Don't you separate their school fees when you take your salary. It is theirs. You don't touch it. Because it's your responsibility out of love. So when I take my money, I take my school fees, take my tithe, it belongs to him. It's out of love. Nobody is forcing me, Pedro. I love him. I love him. Like I love Dionu, like I love Demina, like I love my wife. This belongs to Funke. It is their own, from my earnings. It is out of love, not compulsion, not law. The moment you take love out of giving, it's no more giving. I will never teach you to give to God out of law or compulsion, but love. So if you're not giving, it's because you don't love him enough. That's my conclusion. For he that loveth much, giveth much. Luke chapter 7. If you love God, you give to him. Nothing will be too much to say, it's too much for God. Can you look at that statement? It's too much for God. Can you think of giving God something too much for him? It sounds like an anathema to say something is too much for God. Nothing can be too much for God. Next month I'll be teaching you in deeper, because I don't have time today. I have a lot here to share. I've spoken about the principle and the practice. So all of us should not look at the practice and start determining what to do. Because some have practiced it well, some haven't. Look at the principles. This book of the law shall not depart. This book of principles, not in context, the law of Moses, but the principles of God. For in Genesis chapter 8, there's something we call universal laws. Universal law is, it cuts across everywhere. Then there is an Israeli law that's for Israel. People tend to think tithing is meant for Israel. No, it was a universal practice. Before Israel was born, tithing existed. Abraham tithed. Jacob spoke about tithing. I can't understand how Christians will earn money and will not give him his own. I don't understand. You give, well, you don't give your taxes too. They take it from you from source. You don't pay taxes. Your government take it from you from source. But you pay some like your duties. When every time I travel, I pay airport tax. I pay some tariff. They remove it from my money. It's not my choice. That's why they sustain your airports for you. That's why plane crashes have reduced in Nigeria to make sure our navigation system is working. It's the same. So when you pay your tithe and God is saying the wind I give to you, the breath, the air, the light, the sunlight, the strength, the health, the gift I give to you, can I not take 10% of your earning? Say, no, it's me. I don't understand it. Except, you know, in Malachi chapter 3, the most hated passage in Nigerian church, Malachi chapter 3, verse 10. Some Christians just hate it. When they say Malachi, they get angry. As if Malachi is not in the Bible. They like every Bible passages but Malachi. They get infuriated because the word is so strong. It penetrates to your soul. It breaks your heart, makes you feel guilty. You know, you say Malachi. We're not going to get to Malachi. We're not this Malachi people. Not this Malachi. Malachi chapter 3. How we read it, we don't like it. It says, people don't know that it is just so sad. Let's start from verse 8. Verse 8. Because I just want to explain to you. It says, will a man rob God? Yet you have robbed me. Wherein you say, have we robbed God? In tithes and offerings. That's all. Now let me explain the word rob to you. Rob means to take what is not yours. If I take my own thing, it can be called robbery. If I take Pastor Pedro's iPad and I steal without his permission, without his consent or knowledge, I've just stolen his iPad. Watch me. And I claim as mine. Now if I take it and I don't claim it as mine, no, I say, I'm helping him to keep it. I'm helping God to keep tight without asking you. You become God's bank by force. I say, Pastor, I've not robbed God. I'm keeping his tight aside. Next year I'll pay it. Who asked you to keep it for him? Are you with me? So you rob it and you spend it. Then it's called robbery. So robbing is to take what is not yours. Now let me now give you the mystery in that verse. Go back to verse 8. How have you robbed me? In tithes and what? And what? And what? I used to think offering belongs to me. Offering is my choice to give. It is the quantity that's your choice. There are certain offerings that belong to God. Not just tithe. No, it said tithes and. I didn't write the Bible, it's there. Tithes and offerings. That means there are some offerings that belong to him. When I take it and spend it, I am robbing him. Not just tithe. We're coming to tithe. Tithe is different from offering. In tithes and offerings. Not tithes alone. Offerings is also in that passage. Offering is also in that passage. I've preached before, there are 6 or 7 kinds of offerings in the New Testament church that belong to God. Don't take it. Jesus complained. He said, were there not 10 healed? How come only one came back to thank me? It's called thanksgiving offering. He complained, I healed 10 people. Only one came back to give me the glory and thanks. Thanksgiving, watch me, the quantity is yours. The offering is his. The only one he told us quantity is tithe, a tenth. So even if my thanksgiving is 1 naira, but I must go back and say, Lord, this is your whole. Thank you.